What's up, y'all? Alright, I'm gonna just get right into it. One Piece chapter 1167, Ida's Sons, or Ida. I tried doing this yesterday at school, but I couldn't find a quiet place, and I had to work on a project with a partner, so I just gave up and said I'll save it for tomorrow. But let's go. Reader request. Gen and Nojiko scolding a cat trying to steal a book, but they're not really mad. By the ideal Sanji. And it's cute. They're just crouched down watching this cat steal a book, like Nami, I suppose. 33 years ago, 5 years after God Valley, we were all freaking out that there were pirates off the coast when all of a sudden, an enormous figure appears out of the mist behind them. And Big News Morgan's talking to these people. Seafloor prison, impel down. Kaboom! And the next thing I knew, the ship was in splinters. We were sunk in a matter of seconds. Yeah, by a Neptunian, right? No, it was like human. And did this event take place in the Florian Triangle? Not even close. You think there's any fish worth catching out there? We don't go near it. All I can say is, it was a monster in human form. At this time, the countries of the Grand Line were abuzz with the frightening rumor. A tale of a lurking monster that struck its targets, mostly pirate ships from the deeper mists out at sea. Oh, it's the giants. Aye! It's King Harald. In truth, this monster was Harald. But to the people on the sea, who'd never even seen a giant before, the experience was pure terror. As part of his sworn oath of 1,000-year atonement, Harald assisted the Navy's efforts to uphold order. Meanwhile, the pirates who scattered to the winds after God Valley would grow in power over the next decade or two until they reached their primes and became the faces of their era. And it shows Kaido, Whitebeard, Big Mom with a crazy grin snarl on her face, looking smile. All the while, as the pirates around them focused on claiming territory, one crew achieved the seemingly impossible and succeeded in circumnavigating the globe. The crew led by the king of the pirates, Gold Roger. Rah! And they're all celebrating. When he was captured sometime later and publicly executed, the world government assumed it would serve as a demonstration of their strength. However, the allure of his massive fortune, the One Piece, sent the world into an era of frenzied madness. To counteract the arrival of the unforeseen gray era of piracy, Navy headquarters recruited over a dozen giants from various regions in the hopes of bolstering their ranks. Harald, meanwhile, who had been faithfully serving as a tool of the Navy, was finally given official access to the Holy Land this year. It was huge, an ancient giant, they say. I want it as a slave. A Shallow's covenant? Indeed. You are now a trusted weapon of the Holy Knights of God, a devoted blade. It's an honor. And he's talking to the elders. The covenant has 3 stages. The Shallows covenant is but a mere trace of a bond, but the Depths covenant and Abyssal covenant are reserved for only 13 exclusive individuals who can enter into a contract with the true God. Man, Abyssal covenant, this is starting to sound like Dark Souls or something. What is this God you speak of? If the day should come that you are made a proper knight, then you will know the truth in the depths of the world. And is that when Elbaf will be allowed to join the government? Of course, Harald. It will be announced to the world, and you will be welcomed. I am grateful for this honor. I'll do anything you ask of me. Shangara, the Knights' Temple, land of the gods. Commander, Holy Knights of God, Figarland family, Saint Garling. What is the Great One thinking? Can the King of Elbaf actually take orders? Of course, your word is my command. So it looks like that is Figarland Garling, I'm not sure. He looks a little older, it's tripping me up. That's why I was slow at reading, because he has a beard and mustache and stuff. And then it shows a picture of, I guess, Shamrock, but he looks exactly like Shanks. We will call if we need you. Keep a long-distance transponder snail on your person. You are free to visit the lower world, but you will not speak a word of what goes on here. Understood? 20 years ago, Fishman Island, Ryugu Kingdom. Ho 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 ho! Bada ha 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 ha! It's been too long since I had such a good laugh, Neptune. The same, my friend, the same. We have too many troubles on our minds. First of all, no, I very much doubt your son is some kind of demon child. I mean, can he possibly be worse than you were? Well, when you put it that way, actually, a fortune teller told me that I would receive a daughter 4 years from now. What do you say? We can betroth your Loki to my daughter? Loki and Shirahoshi? No way. Bada! Forget about it. Listen, I'm not talking about any ordinary mermaid. Supposedly, she might be born with wild, disruptive powers. In that case, it sounds like a match made in heaven. Let's have a toast. To the future of my little brat and your shaggy daughter. She will not be shaggy. That year, Owl Library, Elbaf. Of course you can settle down here, Saul. I appreciate that. But I wanted to ask you something. Was that, would you join with the educated of Elbaf and open a school here? A school, huh? Sounds nice. 15 years ago, there was a shocking incident in sacred Mary Joie. My slaves have escaped. They've broken the cages open. Their cages open. Get out! Hurry! You want to spend your life in chains? Fisher Tiger, it's Fisher Tiger. Zzz. Damn it! You a knight of God? It looks like he's just facing off against Shamrock. I'm not sure though, the silhouette. I've left the armory unlocked. Here's how to get there. Oh, he just broke his chains. He pretended to attack him, but actually set him free. Ah! Whoa! Is that gunpowder? Hurry, sister. Sander, Sonia. Someone's come. They're fighting for us. We can escape this hell. Hurry, Koala. We're getting out of here. This incident, caused by the future captain of the Sun Pirates, Fisher Tiger, was known as the ransacking of sacred Mary Joie. Oh, shoot. I forgot about that incident. Sounds like it was quite the night. We're thinking someone from our side might have opened up the armory to them. So we're looking for the rat now. Put him to death. Harald, allow me to introduce you. This is Shanks. Huh? He's the younger brother of Shamrock, separated after birth. Is this a switcheroo going on? He's been through the gauntlet of the lower world, but if entered into a Death's Covenant, he'll be an instant boost, likely on the level of Shamrock. For the time being, we'll use him as a devoted blade of God, like you. I thought the same thing with Shamrock at first, but have we met before? I don't know you, you great lumbering peon. How dare you speak to me as if we're equals? I've always had the blood of Fagarlin in my veins. Mark my words, I'll be a knight before you. Oh, my mistake. Oh my gosh, it's both of them. They're both here. What? Let's go, Shamrock. Tell me more about the Holy Land. I want to be the hero who captures the one responsible for the attack. Any clues? There's still time to do this once your wound is healed, Shanks. You don't know how it feels to learn that you've wasted 24 years of your life. I always knew I was different from the others. Is he secretly a holy knight undercover just as a pirate? There's no way. No, he must be a pirate secretly undercover as a holy knight because, the whole thing with Luffy, he gave him the straw hat and he wants him to become the king or whatever. Devoted blade of God, Fagarlin family, Saint Shanks. Holy knight of God, Fagarlin family, Saint Shamrock. Yeah, so I guess Shamrock's a higher tier than him in the hierarchy. I hated everything down there. And then Harold's looking at him, ... I don't know, I think he's capping. I think he liked things down there. That year, Fisherman Village, Elbaf. Nope, can't help. I don't know enough about medicine. Let's call Harald and ask him to send a good doctor with proper stuff. No, you can't. He's busy with his job. What's a government connection good for if not this? Just watch, I'll get better on my own. Huff. Seems to me you've been getting worse by the day. Harold will be heartbroken if he sees you like this. You run the bar for me, Mato. No, not when you're sick, Ida. You know what Harold does each time he comes home? He visits all the elders and asks to make you his true wife. The fool, I prefer running that little bar, meeting all those sailors from far-off lands. Huff, makes me feel like I've been helping Harald out in my own little way. Hey, outsider hag! Whoa, kadoom. Loki! Got some fresh meat to feed her. He's just sitting on top of a giant dead bull. That bar's a nice, chill place for me to hang out at. I need it open again. He's gotten bigger, but he's still the same impudent brat inside. You're the only one who can tame that little beast. Hajrudin's off with his comrades, searching overseas for a doctor for you. So both of your sons have a lot of love for you. You're all making a big deal out of nothing. Huff. I'm just fine. Huff. That's really real sweet of them, though. Okay, only 2 pages left. Let's go. Brewer's Village, Loki's mother's home, Elbaf. Huh? What'd you say? I said, we don't want that outsider woman becoming the queen. You agree with that, right, Loki? Estrid's the true queen, and she's from our people. They can't take away our fortune and status. Man, screw Estrid. So we gave that wench a little poison. These ergo spores won't stop. Ergo or ergot? I don't know. Ergot? Won't stop once they've taken root. It's certain death. Oh my god, they poisoned her. Mato, get in touch with Harald at once. I will. It doesn't matter if we're not related by blood. Loki's my dear sweet boy, just like Hajrudin is. Ah! Loki, stop! Ida ain't gonna die, is she? I remember what my real mother did. She cast me out of the tree into the underworld. You want fortune? You people make me sick. Ida ain't gonna die, is she? Because she's the only mother I have. Loki's just lonely. That's all. Wanna live with us? Dang, so he burned down the entire Brewer's Village because they poisoned Ida, his new adopted mom, I guess, because Estrid was just straight up evil. Wow, so that's chapter 1167 of One Piece, y'all. Crazy stuff going on, so we're done with the whole God Valley incident, but now we're still in a flashback, and it was at 20-year interval and then 15 years, so I think it's gonna slowly but surely, maybe in 1 or 2 chapters, it'll go back to modern One Piece. We'll see. But, oh, I just have one more comment, too, about Shanks's eye. I heard that it makes sense. People online were saying that he got that from Blackbeard, so I wish we could see their fight. Maybe we will, but who knows. So anyway, that'll be it for today, y'all. I'm gonna go eat some ramen soon and then work on a project with my partner. Basically our final project for my journalism class for this semester. And that's it. So make sure to stay frosty. Like, subscribe, share, comment, please. I would really appreciate it. I'm almost to 250,000 subscribers. I'm at 225, so if you could just tap a couple buttons, I appreciate you. Alright, so stay frosty, y'all. Peace.